Okay, we're going to do a review on video, and then you're going to work through one on your own. Solve for the x variable. This is easy. You know 9 times 25 is equal to 2 times x. Okay, no plus and minus, so you can just take 9 times 25 and then divide that answer by 2. You get 112.5. That's a simple proportion. This is a complex. 3x plus 4, and then 2x minus 4 plus negative 4. So with pluses within the proportion, I can't just multiply and divide, but I still know that this times this, 3 times the expression x plus negative 4 is equal to 2 times the expression 3x plus 4. So I want to set up my longer equation with the parentheses. Okay, so a is 3. B is x plus negative 4. I'm going to keep that plus sign circled. C is 2, and D is 3x plus 4. Okay? You take that 3 and distribute it to each term. Put a 1 in front of the x if you want. So 3 will be multiplied by 1x, and then it will be multiplied by negative 4. So it's 3x and negative 12. 3x plus negative 12. Okay, on the other side we distribute our 2 to 3x and to 4. So that's 6x and that's 8. So drop your plus and you got 6x and 8. Now you have x's on both sides. So let's take the smaller one. We'll take one of them. Doesn't matter which one. So to take that to 0, we minus it and minus it from the 6x. So it's going to be 3x plus 8. So the x is on this side. The operations, you got times and plus. So you take out the plus first before you divide. So negative 12 minus 8 is negative 20. 3 dot x. Then we divide by 3. Negative 20 divided by 3 is negative 6.6 repeating. Weird looking answer, but it's the right one. Okay, what is 63% of 150? Okay, so your proportion, a simple proportion, percent over 100%, then is over of. So the percent's 63, okay? Then after of, you have 150, so we're finding the is. So 63 times 150 is equal to 100 times x. 94.5. That's not a percent. When the x is over here with the is or of, it's not a percent. Number 4, 150% of what number is 34? So the percent is 150. After of, it says what number, so x is the of, and then 34. Okay, now I should get a number lower than 34, okay? So I know that 150 times x is equal to 100 times 34. 22.6 repeating. Okay, what percent of 32 is 40? Okay, we don't know our percent, that's x. After of, it says 32, and then is 40. Okay, so x times 32 equals 100 times 40, so I can take 100 times 40. And then if that's equal to 32 times x, I just need to divide by 32. That's 125%. Okay, let's keep it rolling. Similar triangles, pick a side on the left triangle. Pick that one, 7.5. 7.5 would go with 5. Then 18 would go with x. My job is to solve for x. So 7.5 times x is equal to 5 times 18. So I can take 5 times 18 and then divide that by 7.5 because it's equal to 7.5 times x. So x equals 12. Okay, convert 45 pounds to ounces, or 16 ounces equals 1 pound. So proportions, before you even worry about this side, you just copy that down on your first ratio. 16 ounces, 1 pound. And the labels go in the same formation over here. It's 45 pounds, and we're finding the number of ounces. So 16 times 45 is equal to 1 times x. You can divide by 1, but it's still 720. $720 ounces. Okay, now we get into some word problems. In the first 4 games of the season, a soccer team scored 10 goals. If this trend continues, how many goals will the team score in the remaining 18 games of the season? Games and goals are the units, okay? I have told you over here, games is X, goals is Y, okay? Because that's hard to figure out because you don't have a time unit for X and you don't have a dollar unit for Y because there's goals scored within one game. So on per, it would be goals per game. But they didn't give us the goals per game. They told us 10 goals, but that wasn't per game. It was over 4 total games. So question mark. So when I make my table, I got to put the labels. Games is X. Goals is Y. Now I don't go 0, 1, 2. I go 0, block it off. And then under it I put 4 games. And in the same sentence we got 10 goals. Then 18 games, and I'm trying to figure out the number of goals. That's the answer to the problem. Now, if you played 0 games, you're not going to score any goals. So don't make the line. You make your proportions. Okay. Guys, remember the Y goes on top. It's always Y on top. So games is X, so games will be here. Goals is Y. Goals will be up here. Okay, so 4 games, that's goals and games. You can't really see it. That's goals, that's games. Goals, games, because X is on bottom, so games is on bottom. So 10 over 4, 18 games, and I got to find the goals. You can use any letter you want. You can use X or G or whatever. So 10 times 18 is equal to 4 times X. So 10 times 18 divided by 4 is 45. So X equals 45, so 45 goals. Okay, number 9. I can paint 3, by the way, I forgot to underline. Can you please underline figurines in minutes? I will do that on the test, okay? I can paint 3 figurines in 20 minutes. My friend can paint 1 figurine in 10 minutes. How long will it take us to paint 12 figurines working together? Okay, so you have figurines in minutes. Well, the time unit's the X, and the figurines is the Y then. Time's always X. So figurines per minute. Okay, they never told me. They said 3 figurines, but that's for 20 minutes, and that's for 1 person. And the other person, there's 1 figurine, but that's not per minute. That's over 10 minutes. So we don't have that. So I make a table. I make 2 of them actually because there's 2 different people. So XY, XY. So figurines is Y. Just put fig. And minutes is X. So MIN, MIN. Now, just like the last problem, I don't know the figurines per minute. So I go 0 and block it off. Going to 1 and 2 is stupid when we don't know what we'd add. Okay, so 3 figurines, 20 minutes. Then I jump to the other table. 1 figurine, 10 minutes. Now, where does the 12 figurines go? Well, that's what they're doing together. So 12 figurines, question mark, minutes. That's my answer, minutes. Now, if you sat on your butt and didn't work, you get 0 figurines painted. And the same for this guy. So again, it's a proportion. But we have to add a ratio to the proportion. So Y, 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 X, X, X. Now the Y labels your figurines. Those go on top. Fig, fig, and fig. Then X is minutes, so minutes are on bottom, times on bottom. So first table, 3 figurines in 20 minutes. On the other table, 1 figurine, 10 minutes. Now 12 figurines, and I don't know the minutes, so I put X or some letter. Now to solve this, you need to drop down 12 over X. Now you need to combine that into one ratio. So 3/20 plus 1/10. It's like adding fractions. 1/4. Then we know that 1 times X is equal to 4 times 12. So 4 times 12 is 48. Divided by 1 is 48. X equals 48. So it's going to take 48 minutes to do the 12 figurines. Okay, fractions and percent. A runner has completed 5% of his race. He's completed 10 laps. How many laps does the race have? Okay. After your percent, it says of, so that goes over 100% when it says of after it. Now, total, and then has completed. So how many laps has he completed? He's completed 10, and then I'm finding the total. So 5 times X equals 100 times 10. So I take 100 times 10 and divide that by 5, and I got 200. Okay, number 11, this is what we did yesterday. 4/7 of the animals in the park were birds. If there were 200 birds, how many animals were there? So again, like putting it over 100, you just put 4 over 7. And then you label the other side just like you did with the percent over 100. So total, and then were birds. How many were birds? Well, we have that 200. So in both these problems, I'm figuring out the total. Okay. So 4 times X equals 7 times 200. So I divide by 4, and I get 350. Now you wouldn't put birds, 200 birds. How many animals? 350 animals. Okay, number 12, a watch that used to cost $89.99 is marked up in price by 12%. Find the price of the watch after it was marked up. Now, it doesn't say 12% of like that percent did, so it doesn't go over 100. Oh, we take 100%, but then up 12 means you add 12%. 112%, move the decimal twice to the right, and it's 1.12. So now I use my equation, percent times before equals after. So the percent is 1.12. I'm finding the after, so that's X. The before value is $89.99. So we have 1.12 times 89.99 equals X. Now, X doesn't have anything on its side, okay? So you don't have to get rid of anything. You just need to perform the times operation on the left. 1.12 times 89.99 is 100. Now, it's a money problem, so I want 2 digits after the decimal. $100 and either 78 or 79 cents. Either one's okay. Okay, last problem. 2 cars travel for the same amount of time. The first car travels 80 miles per hour. The second car travels 75 miles per hour. If the faster car travels 45 miles further, find the distance traveled by each car. So we're talking a speed, distance, time problem. So I set up that grid. So you got fast and slow. And then you put speed first, then distance, then time. Now the speeds are miles per hour. You have 80 miles per hour and 75 miles per hour. So the fast is 80, the slow is 75. Now distance is just about the miles. Now I see 45 miles, but it's 45 miles further, okay? That means plus 45 with your faster car. So what plus 45, I don't know, so I use a variable. And then I use the same variable here, just without the plus 45. So that represents the distance. Now the times, same amount of time means that the times are equal, and time is also distance divided by speed. So I express time as the distance, x plus 45, divided by the speed, 80. I can't actually divide though. I never, then x and 75. Now line those up into an equation, a proportion. X plus 45 over 80 equals x over 75. So with that plus, we know we're going to have to apply the a times b equals c times d method. So equals with two parentheses on each side. So a, x plus 45, okay? And then b is 75. Then c times d, c is x, and d is 80. Now you got a plus there, so you got a 1, and you have to distribute the 75 to both of those. Times 1x times 45. So that's 75x. Drop the plus down, okay? And 75 times 45 is going to be 3,375, 3375. So we have 75x and then 3375. And on the other side, there's no plus over here, okay? You can put a 1, but there's no plus. So it's just 80 times, I put x down and just take 80 times 1, which is 80. Okay, so you got x's on both sides, so we want to get rid of this one because there would still be the 3375. So I'm minus 75x. That gives me 5x, and I got 3375 over there. Now finally I can get my answer for x. The only operation's at times, so you just divide. So I take 3375 divided by 5, 675. Then I come up here, cross the x's out, put 675. So the miles for the first car, I take 675 plus 45, and I got 720 miles there. For the other car, the slow car, it's just 675 miles, because I know that the fast one went 45 further.